If I hear one more white guy tell me what's not racist, I don't know. White men have forfeited the right to tell us what's racist. Because if they could tell us what's not racist, if they could tell us what's not racist, because he's not racist and this person's not racist and that person's not racist. If you can tell us what's not racist, you got to tell us what is. You don't get to just tell us what's not. And when you can say that that slavery was racist, but keeping monuments to people who fought to keep it aren't, then you forfeited your right to tell me what racism is.
You could have a lot of gall to say something like that.
You do.
You're right.
And it's just because if you said something was racist or something was, like they never tell you, I know him, he's not a racist. You're a white man. You ain't never been called a nigger or pulled over because you were black or denied a loan because you were black. Until you've been called, everybody who's been called a nigger before raise their hand. If that ain't you, you don't get a vote.
And notice you said it with an N, not with a W.
Right,
Remember
right,
back in the day, Wigger?
I don't say it like they write it on letters. I said it like I say it on the streets. But I think that we have this thing. No white dude can tell you whether another white dude is racist or not. They would not have an occasion to know that.
Yeah.
They can tell you, because then that would mean that they would have to point the finger at some of their friends and fathers and neighbors and uncles. And like this whole monument thing, you can't tell me that slavery was an abomination, but they want to keep the monument. You can keep all them. You can keep Civil War monuments. Put them in your neighborhood. Like I think it's a shame that a black kid got to go to a shitty school named after a Confederate soldier. And the school system's so underfunded, he doesn't even have the books to tell him who the motherfucker on the horse is. You'll never see a rich white kid going to a shitty school named after a Confederate. He never will.
I'm curious how you feel about the slave auction block in Fredericksburg, Virginia. There's a slave auction block sitting in the middle of downtown Fredericksburg, and a lot of folks are saying, "Hey, that's got to go." How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that to me, it is either we are going to the problem with racism in America in general is that it's so enshrined in tradition and so covered with pomp and circumstance. Like the national anthem that Colin Kaepernick, it wasn't really an anthem. It was a poem by Francis Scott Key. He was an anti-abolitionist, and they scraped the racism off and sang the song. Like to me, it wasn't even a song. The problem with American history is it doesn't stand up to Google.